Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering the first season of the hit sports anime Haikyuu.
This show stars Shouyou Hinata, a vertically challenged student with a fiery passion for volleyball, as he's forced to work with his old rival Tobio Kageyama on his school's volleyball team. And before we watched this, I completely forgot just how much I love volleyball. Oh my gosh, I love this anime.
And this is around the time when Netflix started acquiring a lot of non-Netflix anime to their library. And when they announced online that they were going to add Haikyuu to the list, we were kind of excited because we know that this was popular.
Right.
But we don't watch any sports anime or sports shows. So
but volleyball sounded good to me because, like, oh, I like volleyball. Let's try it. We tried Yuri on Ice. We loved it. So that was a sport.
Right.
And then we said, okay, let's try this one. And the intensity and the passion and the seriousness of the characters all melded in with lots of hilarious moments, lots of encouraging dialogue and inspirational messages and things. It's a fantastic sports anime.
Right. And it gets you fired up. Even like when you watch a real game and you're seeing the players, you know, keep getting better every episode. They overcome little obstacles and challenges. And I think there's like at the beginning they had to slowly assemble the team because they were once a great team, and then I guess they lost.
And I think they lost the game. The Wingless Crow.
Right, so then it's kind of like getting back to that glory, and now they're getting new players, getting a new team, and this is their way of, I guess, reclaiming that glory.
Right. It's really exciting because, as you mentioned, it's like watching a real game. The writers are very prolific in making this seem genuine. It's not like you're watching a made-up volleyball game. It's like it's a really high-intensity, action-packed game that in the stands I will be screaming and yelling the same way I almost do when we're watching it on TV. And again, this really brought back to me my love of volleyball. I played in school. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I was pretty damn good at it. And I'd completely forgotten about it until we watched this anime. And now I'm addicted. And it's like, give me watch Haikyuu, give me watch Haikyuu, give me watch Haikyuu.
Right. And yeah, it's like I said, it's really, really fun. Now, if you're looking for like one of those big overarching stories, this sort of is and sort of isn't. The main goal is just, to win the games, become a better team, and, make it championships and, be known. But that's pretty much it's a basic story, but it's the journey itself is what's interesting.
And the individual stories for each character that's on the team.
Yes. Right, and everyone's just really, really likable. And for the beginning of the series, for season 1, you're kind of not sure at first because how some of the characters act and stuff, and then it's intense. Especially Hinata, with everything is intense with him. But it's all from passion.
You mean Kageyama?
No, both of them.
Well, the first episode you see the rivalry that develops because Kageyama, who's the king of the court, title he hates, is very good at what he does, and then he gets to high school, and then it's like he's starting from the beginning. And you have Hinata, the redhead, who has a proficiency for it, but because of his height, no one takes him seriously.
Yeah, they think
no one allow him to play, and he's done nothing but focus, and develop his talent. And then you see him on the court, and he flies across the sky like Michael Jordan.
Right. All of a sudden he goes fast.
And it's like, what the heck? And he's a threat. I mean, he's a legitimate threat.
Right.
He's small. He moves fast. He gets a lot of air. And the first season is seeing how he and Kageyama learn to work together since Kageyama is the setter. And he's the one who hands the ball out to the different players that are on the court.
Right.
And he and Hinata have that little competition going on because when they first met, I'm going to beat you. No, I'm going to beat you. And you watch, I'm going to catch you and I'm going to surpass you. And blah, 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 blah.
and as you said, as it goes on, you introduce more characters and more team members. And it kind of goes from, doing the practice sets with each other and, seeing who should be on the team. And they even have some players that used to be players and then, they gave up and then they chose to come back.
And that was what was really great about this. You've got players of different
backgrounds,
levels and different ages. As you said, you have some that come back who gave up on it, but they're still in high school. And you've got the older players who are the seniors, who the counselors don't want them to play. They're saying, you're going to ruin your chances of really being something by sticking with this team and sticking with this sport, and you need to just give up and let it go. And then all of them come back, and you're really surprised. They all come back. It's like, no, we're going to stay, and we're going to finish this out. This is important to us. And then you've got the coach who used to go to the school and was working in a convenience store, like here. And they talk him into coming back to coach the team, and he remembers how much he loves the game. And then the older student who quit, and they got him to come back, and he remembers how much he loves the game. And it's just like me, I remember how much I love the game, and it's just so exciting seeing how they all work together. Right. And then you've got some of the older students too that have like extreme personalities, and you've got two students that are the same age they are, but they're really kind of like jerks.
Yeah,
because they say nobody knows who we are and nobody respects us, and you get all the attention. And so again, they all learn to work together as a cohesive team and genuinely get along and like each other, although those two are still working at it.
Right. And there's even one student they have there, and it was funny because we actually kind of said this before they said it. When they get to these championships, we'll get to in a minute, everyone think that, they think he's a 30-year-old man.
Oh no, it's Ace.
Yeah, the Ace, yeah. And when he's there, everyone thinks like, oh, how old is this guy? He looks like a 30-year-old man, and that's his weakness. Is like everyone thinks he's like way beyond 18 or 17.
He's the Tenya of this anime.
And he's like, I'm not that old. And he's like, he's 30. And he looks like a grown man. Which we actually did say, he looks like an adult. And everyone keeps thinking he's an adult. He's like, I'm only 17.
Right.
Which is a funny gag with anime with them looking like they're way beyond the age they say.
And then you have the Libra, who's voiced by Greg Ayers, who did Kaoru Oran High School Host Club.
Yeah.
And he's a Libra. And he is a year above Hinata and Kageyama.
Right.
And
he's even shorter than him.
Right.
And he was like, oh,
he's like, I'm the ace of this team.
Right.
But he's got this, when Greg Ayers does voices for characters, he's always high energy and engaging, and he does likable characters, and his voice is so unique. As soon as you hear him, you know it's him. So as soon as we hear him, we're like, it's Kaoru.
Right.
But it's Greg Ayers. And then, even my favorite, I'm going to say Shoto, but is...
David Matranga?
Yes, I'm going to say Shoto appears, and he's on an opposing team because also during the season, they have to gain the... not gain respect, but they have to have other teams give them the... Yeah,
they do practice sets, I think.
Right, but they have to give them the...
permission, I guess. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I can really think of because...
They called it opportunity to play. They give an opportunity because they have to say, hey, we'll go ahead and play a practice game with you. Mm-hmm. Because the higher teams or the teams that have been playing longer, have experience... The majority of them, 90-some%, don't want to play with teams that are not established.
So that's majority of the season until it gets to the last quarter or less of it when they get to this championship and they actually start winning a lot of official games. But the main goal is to get to beat all the players. And for here, it was actually handled a little differently because usually for most shows or movies, they'll win every game or something. But here they actually took a more realistic approach where, yeah, they were winning games, but they were against one that was really one of the best teams out there. Mm-hmm. And even though they put up a great game and a great fight and went into overtime and stuff, the outcome was still different from other shows usually do. They have them automatically win. Instead, when they lose, you actually feel that loss.
Right.
Because with other shows, they're going to win, else it wouldn't be a movie or a show. Mm-hmm. Here, you really don't know, even with all the practicing and the characters and the moves and stuff they've been doing, every player is very motivated and strategic, so it really is like a real game where you don't know which team's going to win. You can't assume it's going to be this team because they're the main characters, because that wouldn't be fair, wouldn't be exciting. So now there's actually some weight behind a loss because it's like you were actually hoping they win and they didn't.
I think that's what makes a difference between anime and some American animated shows
that
is that there's a formula here where if it were an American volleyball sports animated show, the team that is featured in the show would be the winners, and it would always be the winners. Right. And it wouldn't be that the development, character development, team development, the challenges that are going on, the growth and the dynamic that's in this show, unfortunately wouldn't be an American version show. That's what makes this particular anime so wonderful. Mm-hmm. The characters are well developed. The plot is so believable. The show's believable. You really feel like you're sitting and watching high school sports. Right. And, in America, sports are just huge, whether they're high school, college, or major league. We love it. Mm. So this is absolutely fantastic. It was a brilliant idea. And who would have ever believed or thought that there would be any type of anime or animation shows based on sports teams.
Right.
But Japan really has made an absolutely brilliant and engaging genre of anime sports shows.
Yeah.
And this is the second one we've watched after Yuri on Ice, which we love. And then we know there's basketball, and there's a new one for rugby coming out.
Right.
And there's soccer and surfing and...
Yeah, and a lot of them are very, very popular.
I don't know if there's one for baseball because
there's several of those. There. Yeah, several of those.
So I really look forward to watching other sports anime shows. After this one, we are attempting to catch up because season 4 is about to actually premiere this month. And we're on season 2, so hopefully we will finish in time so that we can watch it as it airs with everyone else.
Right.
If you haven't seen the show, it's available on Netflix, seasons 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. Season 3 is on demand with your local cable station. Mm-hmm. And season 4 will be airing on Toonami behind being aired on time, I guess you should say.
Right.
With Crunchyroll.
And not Funimation, but I guess whatever studio owns the show.
Right. And if you love sports, you'll love this. It doesn't matter if you're a volleyball lover or not. Once you watch this show and you see just the first episode, you're going to be hooked. There is a girls' volleyball team. They don't take it as seriously as the guys, but maybe in this season we'll get to see if they come back and they get their game and act together. And we did hear there's also a girls' volleyball anime, sports anime coming out as well.
Right.
So if you haven't seen it, give it a view and let us know what you think in the comments below.
Right. And be sure to like and subscribe and click the notification bell to get updates on more Paws podcasts.
Absolutely, because we'll be doing a podcast on season 2 and season 3. And at the end of season 4, that one as well.
Yes. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Oscar Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.
And reporters sitting, flashing lights. Trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you want to do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Met her in my dreams. She was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket. Give it to you later on in the form of a locket.